Husky Beaver highlights will not be seen tonight, so we may bring you the following episode of Almost Live.
It's Almost Live with Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Nye, Bill Stainton, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt, and starring John Keister. And I'm your announcer, and you know, people always ask me, how did Almost Live get its name? Well, it's a very funny story, and it's absolutely true. There was a group of us sitting around, and we said, we got to come up with a name for this show. And somebody said, well, is it live? And I said, no, but it's almost live. that is a true story. And now, here he is.
I guess it's been a very interesting week. As a matter of fact, just a few hours ago in Louisiana, David Duke conceded defeat. Yeah. And here in Washington, it's now official. The Huskies are going to the Rose Bowl. However, you got to admit, things got pretty ugly in Corvallis today. I mean, you know, did they really have to go down there? Couldn't they have just phoned that one in? You know. Maybe send a fax or something like that that says, you're stomped, you know, just something like that. Once again, the Dogs will be representing our state to the nation on New Year's Day, which is good. And you know, they're trying to spiff up our state's image. You may have read this week that the State Tourism Office is going to change Washington's tourism slogan. Now, right now, it's a constant state of wonder. That's our tourism slogan. Oh, geez. Oh, so you want them to change that? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that's good because it's way too close to the Evergreen State College motto, which is a state of constant stupor. Which you might, so it's good that they're going to change it. And first, they had the idea of maybe making different slogans to go on the signs at the different state borders. You know, like in Eastern Washington, it would say, keep driving, it gets better, something like that. Down south, it would be warning, sales tax ahead, something like that. And up north, it would say cheap beer and smokes down here, eh? But, you know, too complicated, way too complicated. So they're working on one good new slogan, and they've narrowed it down to a few choices, and we thought you might be interested in hearing them. For example, we've got Washington. You've got the right state, baby. Uh-huh. That one. Or possibly 12 million slugs, can't be wrong. Another front runner is call first so we can clean up Linwood. Okay. Mark that one down, that's a good one. And you'll probably like this one they're thinking of, free beer, which might be, you know, bring a lot of people in that way. Also, they're thinking of maybe we're left of Idaho. But then who isn't? Or perhaps a big green hunk of burning love for our state. This one's one of my favorites. Come watch Ken Schramm work his magic. That would be good. And finally, the other Washington, my ass. So I like that one too, yeah. So we're trying to help the state make a change for the better, you see, and self-improvement is always good, but, you know, for some men, it's always been a very difficult process, and fortunately, there's a new place in town that specializes in men's problems. Take a look.
We've been driving for the last hour and a half. We are lost.
We are not lost.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Why don't we just go back to that service station and ask for directions?
I cannot ask for directions.
Why not? What's going to happen to you if you ask for directions?
I'll die. Okay?
Are you a man with bad, evil male habits?
Honey, you've got a serious problem. Now, would you please call and get some help?
Okay. But would you call for me? You know how I hate to use the phone.
Call the Mail Clinic. We can cure what's ailing you.
All right, Ron, go ahead. Ask directions.
Can I help you?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Ask. Ask.
Can you tell me how to get to the freeway?
Very good. Here's your cookie.
The Mayo Clinic has several therapies to choose from, including physical therapy, sensory deprivation for chronic remote control problems,
Could somebody help me out? I've had to watch the same channel for 10 minutes.
and we specialize in electric shock therapy for swivel neck and unsightly scratching.
Okay, scratch.
No bad habit is too tough to handle, even chronic self-deception.
I see here that you frequently tell people that you could have played professional football.
Well, yeah, I was recruited by a couple of colleges, but I chose not to make that my career. But sure, I could hold my own in the pros. Absolutely.
I have a couple of people I'd like you to meet. Andy Heck, Brian Millard, the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see you get past them.
Well, I don't have my cleats on right now, and I should probably limber up, you know, a little bit.
Now!
Call the Mayo Clinic before it's too late.
Okay, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we'll be right back.
Excuse me, sir. Can I get you to sign my petition? No, thanks. It's for a good cause. No. I'd really appreciate it. It'd be helpful.
Hi there. Would you like to take a personality test
No,
today?
I would not.
It only takes about 5 minutes.
No.
Really?
Give me
It's
the
free.
quarter.
It's free.
Give me a call. 50 cents.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like to buy a candy bar?
No, I would not.
Please?
No.
For my school?
No.
The Career Council presents How to Be a Video Store Clerk.
Video rental stores are the fastest growing industry in the United States, and they're looking for qualified employees. Do you have what it takes?
Are you kind of a loner? Are you currently on medication? Are you currently supplying medication? Are you living with a loner on medication? Or do you just want to help people? Video stores are designed for musicians who need real jobs. No complicated chores or personal hygiene is necessary. Just hand out boxes and put boxes on shelves. And you must work well with the public.
What a lame choice.
Huh?
Don't do that, man.
And remember to dress for success. Tattoos? Yes. Bullet belts? A must. Makeup? Tasteful. Top it off with a chicken claw and plenty of studs, and you're on the way to a successful career as a video clerk.
Cool.
You're watching Cable Access 27. Stay tuned for College Talk.
Hi, everybody, especially you poor high school seniors. You know, this is the time of year when your parents and your teachers start bugging you about college, when all you want to do is get some really good fake ID. College advice doesn't have to be painful. Take it from us, because we've been there. I'm Hope Bledsoe, and I've been working on my master's in education for the past 5 years.
And I'm Russ Overgard. I'm a 7th-year senior here at the U, but I haven't really declared a major yet. Although I'm leaning either toward philosophy or classics.
Cool, cool. You know, what we're saying is we've been in college a long time, so we can tell you what you really need to know. For example, one of the hardest decisions facing you, the new college student, is picking a course of study. The key is to know your own personality and then find the major that matches it. Say, for instance, you want to live alone in a cramped apartment with lots of cats, eat caramel corn for breakfast, and never bathe. You might want to major in film studies.
On the other hand, if you're just kind of a wimpy nobody who didn't go to the prom, attend Star Trek conventions, and wouldn't mind eventually being worth a few billion, you're a shoo-in for computer science.
Yeah. Okay, now you have a major, but where do you want to study? What should you look for in a college? The important thing to remember when making decisions like this is never listen to anything your guidance counselor tells you. Right, Gary?
Right, Hope. See, guidance counselors are basically nice old guys, but they all went to college in the 50s, hate their lives, and look like this. See what I mean? Here, let me show you the difference. A guidance counselor will tell you this.
It's important to find a roommate with good study habits and a good personality.
What a load of crap. What's important is to find a roommate with a CD player and rich parents. A guidance counselor will also tell you,
it's important to choose a fraternity based on its reputation for good grades and community service.
Get real. It's not community service. It's servicing the sororities that counts. Finally, a guidance counselor will tell you,
it's important to find a well-lit area where you can study uninterrupted.
Hey, what's really important is to find a dimly lit area where you can pass out uninterrupted. I'm Gary Dole.
Thanks, Gary. Another quick tip. Watch out for schools with directions in the name like Western, Eastern, and Central. They're for slower students who need help in finding the campus.
That's right. Okay, now you've picked a college. You need to think about the actual classes you'll have to take. And the trick here is to select courses that don't require any actual work. So, for example, political science is always a good choice because your classmates will all be future politicians, so you can bribe them for the test answers.
And here's a real insider's tip. Psychology and sociology, they're the same thing. You can use the same term paper for both classes.
You're always safe with any communications course since they're all taught by people who couldn't even get a job at the PI.
Right. And finally, you'll soon learn that in every field of study there are courses to avoid and courses to take. In physics, for example, the course to avoid is quantum trajectory theory and atomic liquid emollients. The course to take is what makes Mr. Kite fly?
If you need an English credit, the course to avoid is The Allegorical God, a comparative survey of the deity through Chaucer and Milton. And the course to take is Our Friend, the comma.
And if, God forbid, you're studying ancient history, the course to avoid is the emergence of the mammalian form from the late Cenozoic to the early Mesozoic eras. The course to take is those big, clumsy dinosaurs.
We have this week. I hope we've been helpful. Join us next week when we'll discuss how to pump the keg for your beer without ending up having to pump it for everybody at the party. And how to qualify for Evergreen State's Future Tower Records Clerks of America Scholarship. Till then, for Russ and Gary, I'm Hope Bledsoe. Bye.
Hi, I'm Jeff Downing.
Who?
Jeff Downing from Wilson Associates upstairs.
Who?
Phil Richardson sent me down to get some supplies.
Who?
Look, he said if there's any problem to ask for Stan. Is Stan here?
Who?
Work is on is finished, you wanna drink some brew. Babes are coming over, waiting there for you. Sick of wimpy like business and your lame old drives. Grab the brew that hits you right between the eyes. Reaching for a good buzz. Every day, reaching for a good buzz. All the way, gotta try the brew that knocks you on your butt. Good buzz.
We don't waste time on choice hops or pure water. All we care about is brewing a malt liquor that'll really mess you up. Reach for a good buzz. We discourage the use of alcohol among minors. Unless the peer pressure gets to be too much, because that can be just as bad as a little brew now and then. The word buzz in Good Buzz Malt Liquor is not a reference to getting drunk. It's actually derived from an ancient Greek word meaning, oh, I thought you were bringing in the sheep. We just like the sound of it. The makers of Good Buzz did not solicit or pay for Ted Kennedy's endorsement of our beer in his Playboy interview. The rumor that Good Buzz Malt Liquor actually killed a man in Texas has never been verified. The makers of Good Buzz Malt Liquor remind you to please drink responsibly.
Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John. Here's my report. Boeing is considering a gigantic new superplane that will seat over 800 passengers. In response to concerns that a plane that big might not be safe, engineers say that everything will be fine as long as no one starts the wave. A governor's panel has recommended making condoms available to some students. The panel says that they can save some unnecessary costs by not offering the condoms to chess team or key club members. The American Chronic Pain Association had a meeting in Seattle this week. People from all over the country came here to discuss the Mariners. Actress Jill Eikenberry from L.A. Law called State Representative Jolene Unsold for advice on an episode of the show dealing with the timber industry. In return, Eikenberry explained to Unsold the concept of looking relatively normal in a photograph. The Seattle Public Library celebrated its 100th anniversary with a big party Monday night. After a few drinks, some of the librarians almost ruined the party when they started looking up dirty words in the big dictionary. Watercolor sketches by Prince Charles will be on display at selected American art galleries. The exhibit will also include finger paintings by Dan Quayle. The Snake River sockeye salmon has been declared an endangered species, entitling it to federal government protection. Under the protection program, the salmon will be secretly relocated to another area of the country and given jobs and new identities. The American Vacuum Society held its annual meeting in Seattle this week. The topic of the first lecture was Nature Abhors a Vacuum, and it hasn't been real kind to Ken Schramm either. To accommodate other states' waste, Tri-City officials want to get Hanford classified as a part-time dump. Ironically, the nearby town of Pasco has already been declared a full-time dump. Finally, sociologists discovered a new tribe living in Indonesia that does not use tools and hasn't discovered fire. They had, however, seen the Michael Jackson video and thought the ending was really stupid. This has been the John Report. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
Excuse me, has anybody seen whether or not the 16 comes through here? Because I'm supposed to catch the 16 bus.
People are talking about whore.
We loved it.
Yeah, it was really good.
I've seen all the horror movies, but this one's definitely the best.
It's the feel-good movie of the year.
I've already seen it twice, and now I brought him.
It was great.
She is so cute. I'm bringing my mom.
Whore, 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 whore.
America loves whore.
It's horrific!
Whore. See it with someone you love. Well, that's just about all the time we have tonight. But before we go, just let me ask these people something. Did you have a good time tonight? Okay. You hear that? Now, if you want to join us here in the sunny Studio B, give us a call at 421-5555 and be sure to tune in next week because we've got an all-new episode of Billy Kwan plus the High Five and White Guys. So that's next week. We'll see ya. Bye-bye. Bye.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Pizzeria Pagliacci, featuring traditional and gourmet pizza by the slice. Pizzeria Pagliacci, rated Seattle's best pizza.